In a house tucked away in the snowy mountains, a family was attacked by the demon King Muzan. He was searching for someone to become a demon, someone who might be able to resist sunlight, his only weakness. He didn't find anyone who was a good fit, so he sadly had to kill them all. But one person was still alive. It was a young girl wearing a pink kimono. The Demon King was surprised she survived his attack, so he decided to turn her into a demon. He reached out his hand, and a long, thin arm grew from it. The arm went right towards the girl, putting some of his blood inside her. This would change her into a demon. As the Demon King turned to leave, he said, "I hope you can handle being a demon. If you can, I'll have a lot of work for you." Then he disappeared. The young girl's mind went blank. When she opened her eyes, she was in a weird place, like something from a broken TV. A glowing box was floating in front of her, making her even more confused. She didn't know where she was or what was going on. The only thing she could remember was the man, and she felt angry. Now she wanted to get back at him for what he did. All of a sudden, she heard a noise coming from the box. She didn't understand what it meant or what it was. There were words on the box, but she couldn't read them. She tried to touch it, and accidentally pushed a button that said, "Yes." Lots of information flooded into her brain. Now she could read the words on the box. They said, the information was successfully sent to the person named Nezuko Kamido's brain. Now she knew what the box was, but she still wasn't sure what it was for. The information that was put into her mind helped her figure out how the screen worked. She wanted to learn more, so she looked around. The screen showed her this. The person named Nezuko Kamido was chosen by someone called Notch to have the power of creative. This power lets them make their own worlds. One main world, 5 worlds that are connected to it, and as many extra worlds as they want. The main world is where the player mostly lives, and they can change it as much as they want to make it perfect. To change the world, the player has the connected worlds. These worlds are made to change the main world. Anything the player puts into the connected worlds will also be put into the main world right away. The player can also go into these worlds from the main world and change the 5 worlds with different ones. That's what the extra worlds are for. The player can go there and try things out. They can also use the extra worlds to change one of the connected worlds. Each world can only have 5 special things called mods, but the main world can have up to 10. Mods are like different ways things can be in the world. They can be like ancient times, modern times, or even crazy and mixed up. If the player wants to make their worlds more powerful, they can use mods. There are lots of different mods to choose from. The player can use their powers from the main world in other worlds, and even outside of them. They can also take things with them. This works for the connected worlds, too, as long as the player hasn't changed them with different worlds. They can use their powers and take things from those worlds to other places. Now, let's talk about how big the worlds are. The main world has infinite size, and so are the connected worlds. But once a world is changed and becomes an extra world, it gets smaller. It's like the size of a universe. Let's talk about time in your worlds compared to the world you came from. Time in the world you made goes much faster than time in the world you came from. 1 minute in the outside world is like 1 whole day in the world you made. You can also make time go faster or slower in your worlds. You have complete control over time in the worlds you made. And guess what? You can even bring people from the outside world into your world. They will only get older based on the time in the outside world. So, if you and someone else spend a whole day in your world, you would only age 1 minute. But any strength or knowledge they get in your world, they will keep in the world they came from. That's all the information. Enjoy your powers and do amazing things. After reading all that information, she was surprised at first. Her first question was, who is Notch? And her second question was, why did he give her the power to change the way things are, make worlds, and be in charge of time in those worlds? But even though she had questions, she still smiled. She knew that with this power, the man who killed her family wouldn't be able to beat her. She had a lot of time to get ready, because 1 minute in the real world was like 1 whole day in her worlds. She looked at the screen again and saw that she already had 1 world. It was just a simple world made of blocks, but she could add 10 special things called mods to it. She started looking for mods and found a lot of them. She wanted to find the perfect one, so she looked through them all carefully. She found one that could copy the world she came from. It was called the Demon Slayer mod. There were lots of different Demon Slayer mods, so she read what each one was like. After a while, she picked the one that sounded best. She kept looking and saw some other mods that looked interesting. She saw a mod that made the monsters have levels, like in a RPG. The monsters got stronger as they leveled up. She picked that one, just to make things more challenging. Finally, she wanted to change how the world looked, so she picked a texture pack. She just chose one at random. After she was done picking mods, she went to the behavior section to change how the mods would work together. After she was done picking mods, she went into her world. She named it Central World because it was the main one, like the center of everything. When she got into the world, she saw the block world. There was also a screen in front of her, but it was a little different this time. She still knew how to use it because the information was already in her mind. It showed her how much health she had, if she was hungry, and her storage. One of the spaces in her storage had a book. She took it out, and it was the information book. The book explained how to survive in this world. The first thing it said was to chop down a tree with her bare hands. Nezuko was a little surprised. She thought, how could I chop down a tree with my bare hands? That's impossible, isn't it? But even though she wasn't sure, she did what the book said. She swung her hand at the tree, and it fell down. The wood was in separate pieces, but the strangest thing was that the tree was floating in the air. Nezuko was shocked. She looked at the book, and it explained that gravity worked differently in this world than in the world she came from. She took a deep breath and finished chopping down the whole tree. Then she looked back at the book. It said that after cutting down the tree, she needed to make it into wood planks. The book showed her how to do it. She had to go to her inventory, find the crafting part, and put the log there to make planks. After that, she could make a crafting table by using 4 planks. The book even had pictures to help her. Nezuko did what the instructions said. She put the crafting table on the ground. She read the book again, and it told her to make a wooden pickaxe to get stones so she could make stone tools. She did that too. Since she had read the book earlier, she knew what to do in this world. There were lots and lots of animals, so it shouldn't be a problem to kill a few, right? Right. Well, she did what she had to do and collected some food. Then she sat in a corner and thought about what she had done to the poor animals. She stayed there until the sun went down. Then, monsters started popping up out of nowhere. She stood up, got ready with her stone sword, and fought some monsters like zombies, skeletons, spiders, and creepers. But she wasn't very strong yet, so she had to hide to heal by eating the meat she had collected earlier. After that, she leveled up to level 2. She also got 2 points she could use to make her tools better. She also got some points to make herself stronger in different ways. Even though she had set up this world, she still didn't know what to do next. But one thing she knew was that she was a little stronger now. She had to keep going, though. The monsters she had been fighting were just the usual ones. Maybe that creeper was a little scary when it got close, but the real danger was the demons. The demons were out there somewhere, waiting. She needed to stay away from the demons for now. She had to get stronger and level up before she even thought about fighting a demon. With how strong she was right now, she couldn't win, even with the special power she got from Notch. She was pretty sure he was a god or something to be able to give someone a power like that. But she still needed to get stronger. Her strength hadn't changed at all from when she was human. So for now, she had to practice. She also didn't know how to fight very well, and she needed to learn how to use her power, so she had to learn those things too. All in all, she had a lot to do, but that wasn't a problem. She had time, lots of time. As she kept fighting monsters, she noticed her stone sword was about to break. She needed to find a safe place to make a new sword. She might need to make 2 just in case. She kept looking for a place to hide. Then she thought of something. She could just dig into a mountain and make a temporary hiding spot there. So she did that. The only problem was that it was very dark in there. So she used the crafting table to block the entrance. This way, The crafting table would block the entrance so no monsters, except spiders and baby monsters, could get in. But the book said that baby monsters were rare, and spiders were easy to kill. So she started to make 2 stone swords. Then she just waited for morning because she was out of food. She didn't have anything to heal with if she got hurt. It looked like fighting monsters for hours really required a lot of food. So for now, she would stay in the small space she dug into the mountain until the sun came up.